Have you ever felt that pressure? That constant hum in the background telling you need to find your purpose? It's everywhere. Scroll through social media, and you're bombarded with images of people seemingly living their absolute best lives, pursuing their passions with unwavering certainty. We're told to hustle, to maximize every moment, to turn our passions into profits, to be constantly striving for something bigger, something more meaningful. Imagine someone, let's call her Sarah. Sarah's a good person. She works hard. She cares about her friends and family. But she's constantly plagued by this nagging feeling that she's missing something. She's tried different hobbies, different jobs, even different cities, searching for that one thing that will click, that will finally reveal her grand purpose. But the more she searches, the more elusive it seems, and the more anxious and inadequate she feels. It's like she's running on a treadmill, chasing a finish line that keeps moving further away. This is the paradox, isn't it? This relentless pursuit of purpose, this idea that it's something out there to be discovered, often ends up making us feel less purposeful, more lost. What if we've got the whole concept of purpose backwards? Let's turn to Taoism for a different perspective. Remember Wu Wei? It's not about laziness or inaction. It's about effortless action, about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of things, like a skilled craftsperson working with the grain of the wood, not against it. In the context of purpose, Wu Wei suggests that we don't find our purpose by forcing it, by relentlessly searching. Instead, we allow it to emerge by aligning with our own inherent nature and responding skillfully to the way life unfolds. Think of a jazz musician lost in improvisation. They aren't following a rigid script. They're listening, responding, creating in the moment. Their purpose isn't a predetermined destination. It's the music itself, unfolding in real time, in harmony with the other players and the energy of the room. Or consider adaptive reuse architecture. An old factory, perhaps, is transformed into a vibrant community space. The architects don't demolish the building and start from scratch. They respect its original structure, its history, and find a way to give it a new, relevant purpose, breathing new life into something that already existed. Even an athlete, performing at their peak, embodies Wu Wei. They're not overthinking every move. They're trusting their training, their instincts, their body's inherent wisdom. They're in the zone, flowing effortlessly, responding to the demands of the game with grace and precision. It's like the Tao Te Ching says, when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. It's that second part that's key. By not forcing, by allowing, by aligning with the natural order, we actually accomplish more. Because we're working with the flow, not against it. This effortless approach, this allowing, is deeply connected to another core Taoist concept, Pu. Remember Pu? The uncarved block. It represents our original nature, our inherent potential, before it's shaped and molded by external forces. It's a state of pure possibility, of wholeness, before we start defining ourselves by our achievements, our roles, or our perceived purpose. Extending this idea, Pu reminds us that our value isn't tied to what we do, but to who we are. It's about recognizing our inherent worth, independent of external validation or a neatly defined purpose. It's the simple, profound act of appreciating our being, not just our doing. Think of a child lost in creative play. They might be drawing, building, or imagining with no concern for perfection or praise. They're simply enjoying the process, expressing themselves freely without the pressure of external judgment. Their inherent worth shines through, unburdened by the need to achieve. Or consider the beauty of a raw, uncut gemstone. Before it's cut and polished, before it's shaped into a specific form, it possesses an intrinsic beauty, a unique character that's captivating in its rawness. Its value isn't dependent on its final form. It's beautiful as it is. Even a programmer embarking on the journey of learning a new coding language can tap into the spirit of Pu. They embrace the initial stage of not knowing, of being a beginner. They find joy in the process of discovery, in the gradual unfolding of understanding, without the pressure of immediate mastery. This inherent worth, this recognition of our own uncarved block, is the foundation for something even deeper. It's the bedrock upon which we can truly begin to live naturally, to embrace Ziran. So what does it mean to live naturally? We've touched on Ziran before, that sense of being true to your own nature, authentic and spontaneous, like a plant growing towards the sunlight without conscious effort. When we extend this to the question of purpose, something beautiful happens. Purpose stops being a goal to be chased and becomes something that emerges organically as a natural byproduct of living in accordance with your true self and the present moment. Look at the animal kingdom. A cat, for example, doesn't agonize over its purpose. It's completely present whether it's stalking prey, playing with a toy, or simply napping in a sunbeam. Each activity, in its own way, is an expression of its catness, a natural unfolding of its inherent nature. There's no striving, no forcing, just a seamless flow from one moment to the next. Consider extremophile organisms, those incredible creatures that thrive in environments we consider incredibly harsh, like deep-sea vents or volcanic hot springs. They don't try to adapt. They do adapt, naturally, spontaneously, responding to the conditions around them with an innate resilience that's breathtaking. Their purpose is simply to thrive within their given context. Or think about improvisational comedy. There's no script, no pre-planned jokes. The performers rely on their instincts, their connection with each other, and their ability to respond spontaneously to the unexpected. The humor, the connection, the purpose of the performance emerges organically from the interplay of the moment. This naturalness, this spontaneous authenticity, this ability to flow with life rather than resist it, is not just about being true to yourself. It fosters a deep inner strength, a resilient power that the Taoists call Di. We've explored Di in the past as this inner virtue, this moral character, a kind of inherent power. But what does that really look like in our daily lives? Di isn't some abstract concept, it's expressed in very practical ways. One crucial aspect of Di is a deep understanding of your own limitations, a clear sense of your boundaries. It's not about weakness, it's about knowing yourself. This self-knowledge is power, because it allows you to exert influence in the world effectively, to find that delicate balance between effort and allowing, between action and wu-wei. Think of a skilled artisan, a master craftsperson. They've spent years, perhaps decades, honing their skills, developing an intimate understanding of their materials, their tools, and their own capabilities. They know what they can do, and they know what they can't do. This knowledge, this Di, allows them to create works of beauty and precision, not through brute force, but through a deep understanding of the natural properties of their craft. Consider the intricate social structure of a bee colony. Each bee has a specific role, a specific function within the hive. They don't strive to be something they're not. They fulfill their role naturally, instinctively, contributing to the overall well-being of the colony. This inherent understanding of their place, their purpose within the larger system, is a manifestation of Di. Or think of a scientist, meticulously conducting research, delving into the mysteries of the universe. They're driven by curiosity, by a deep desire to understand the world around them. They embrace the process of inquiry, the slow, deliberate accumulation of knowledge. They understand the limitations of their current understanding, and that's precisely what drives them to learn more. This patient, dedicated pursuit of knowledge, guided by a deep respect for the unknown, is a powerful expression of Di. This inner strength, this cultivated virtue, this deep connection to our own nature and the natural world, our Pu, Ziran, and De, is what allows us to live with purpose, without pressure. But what happens when this natural flow, this inherent strength, is constantly challenged, bombarded, even undermined by the external pressures of the modern world? So how do we actually do this? How do we navigate this purpose pressure cooker we live in using these Taoist principles? It's about cultivating practical habits, small shifts in mindset that can have a profound impact. First, mindful observation, not just of the world around you, but of your inner world. Pay attention to your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations. Become like a sailor, not just reading the wind on the water, but sensing the subtle shifts within yourself, your anxieties, your excitements, your moments of flow. This internal awareness is key to navigating the external pressures. Second, embrace the small moments. Purpose isn't just about grand gestures. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life. Find the sacred in the ordinary. Savor that first sip of coffee in the morning. Truly listen when a friend is talking to you. Appreciate the beauty of a sunset. These small moments, when fully experienced, are brimming with purpose. Third, set realistic expectations. Purpose isn't a destination you arrive at one day fully formed. It's a journey, a process of unfolding. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to experiment, to explore, to change course. Embrace the uncertainty, the not knowing. Fourth, unplug regularly. The constant barrage of information, the endless stream of social media, the pressure to be always on, it's overwhelming. Make a conscious effort to disconnect, to create space for silence, for reflection, for simply being. Reconnect with your inner self, with your poo. Finally, try journaling, but with a twist. Don't write with a goal in mind. Don't try to force insights or revelations. Just let your thoughts flow onto the page, uncensored, unedited. Allow for free-form self-expression, a space where you can explore your inner landscape without judgment. These are just starting points, small practices that, over time, can help you cultivate a deeper connection to your inner self, to the natural flow of life, and to a sense of purpose that emerges organically, without the pressure. So, let's bring it back to the heart of it all. Purpose isn't something out there to be frantically searched for. It's not a prize to be won or a destination to be reached. It's something that blossoms naturally when you live in alignment with your true self, with your Pu, Ziran, and Day. When you embrace the effortless action of Wu Wei, release the pressure, the striving, the constant need to find it. Embrace the journey, the unfolding, the ever-changing flow of life. Remember, you are already complete, already whole, already brimming with potential. You don't need to become anything. You simply need to allow your true self to emerge. Allow your purpose to unfold, like a flower naturally opening to the sun. But, and this is a crucial but, what happens when the outside world doesn't let you unfold? What happens when the relentless pursuit of success, as defined by society, the constant comparisons, the rigid expectations, the pressure to conform, actively blocks that natural process? What if the very idea of success that we're constantly bombarded with is, in itself, a trap, a cage that prevents us from truly living? Join us next video as we use Taoist wisdom to break free from these societal pressures, redefine success on your terms, and live authentically.